Is it possible to have too much Christmas fabric?
Never, especially when you've got kits like these. Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Café.
You can never be too prepared for quilting for the holidays.
We have some gorgeous new options for you and different ideas on how to use them.
Let's check out the first one. Now, the first quilt up is Traditions, and Traditions is just exactly that. What is more traditional than stars in a Christmas quilt? And this one is extra special. It has a beautiful big block so that you can show off one of those showy fabrics that you love so much in your Christmas quilts. And we framed it all nicely so it almost looks like a little portrait of Christmas. And then we have our stars, and the stars are made with all three fabrics, so it gives you a lot of interest in the block. Altogether, this makes a great Christmas quilt, lots of movement, and lots of heartwarming fabrics to look at. So let's take a look at what we have for you. The star is such a traditional symbol for Christmas. I mean, you always have to have that topper on your tree.
Yes.
And why not have it in your quilts as well?
Of course.
Now, this great big block here is going to be perfect for showing off these cardinals.
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
It is so
and
pretty.
They're all just kind of nestled in the branches of the greenery. It's awesome because this block will accommodate directional fabrics.
Oh, perfect.
You don't have to use directional fabric. You could use a tossed fabric, but in this case, all of our little birds are going to be sitting on those blocks and their heads are going to be going the right way.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be gorgeous. And then we have our number 2 fabric, and as you know, you compare your 2 and 3. You take your lightest, and it goes into the background, so it really causes the star and the block to stand out.
Yes.
So it's great.
And you know what I love about these fabrics too, is that the focus fabric has just a little outline of gold metallic, and our number 2 fabric kind of has a dusting of gold, just like someone came in with a little poof and went poof.
It does make it extra special. And I always say, isn't it interesting how that little bit of metallic actually it'll reflect light without glaring or anything, but it just kind of makes your quilt come alive.
It glows. It just glows in the light.
So that's our number 2 fabric. And then we're going to go to our number 3 fabric. Now, the number 3 fabric is the perfect frame for this. So it's almost like your birds are like a piece of art that has been framed with this great dark, rich green that has that little bit of a sprinkle of gold on it.
So, so pretty.
Yes, so this one is pretty near and dear to my heart. And let's look at an image of this quilt. It is so cool. Look at that.
Pretty.
And I like the way the star is using all 3 fabrics, so it really does pick up the variety, and it helps the movement of the eye from one square to the other.
I agree. And I love the number 2 fabric in this too because it's very warm. That little bit of gold gives it that kind of glow like we were talking about, but it's very warm. And this fabric fits this pattern perfectly because it's Traditions.
Now, this kit is called Classic Cardinals, and it is the Traditions pattern from the Make It Christmas 3-yard quilt book.
Now, this is our heritage quilt, and it's perfect for Christmas because it's a 1-block quilt, which means once you do 1 block, you just get on a roll and you make them all. So we've got a really nice focus fabric here. Now, this is actually the joining of the corners. The block is in the center with this little fun knot. It's all strip piece. It's going to go together super fast so that when you do your Christmas quilts, they're going to be done like that. We actually had a request from Jamie who asked to see all of the 1-block quilts done in Christmas fabrics. We think that's a great idea. We haven't been able to pull that together yet, but we did want to give you a taste of what one of them would look like in Christmas fabrics.
Yes.
So this worked beautifully. Love this one. It is really great, and we have some perfect fabric. This is such a modern twist on a traditional Christmas fabric.
I love it.
It is so pretty. I can't wait to show you the image either. This is the reds and the pinks and the beiges and grays all together in this beautiful poinsettia.
And a little kind of a sagey green.
Oh, it's so pretty. It is really striking. Now, this is our focus fabric, and it's going to go everywhere you see this larger print here on our quilt. Now, as our number 2 fabric, and remember, this is our lightest of the 2 remaining, It has a tone-on-tone. It's like a white with a snowflake, and it's very pretty, and it matches this so perfectly.
Is that a pearlescence? It kind of has a little bit of a sheen to it.
It does look like it has just a little sheen. Now, this white is going to go everywhere you see the green on this quilt. And then to frame it all off and give it that punch, which we love to do, is this beautiful black and white snowflake. And you see how well it just really contrasts with our focus? It is going to go everywhere you see the navy on this quilt, a little on the border and then in our block here. That's just going to frame it all off, really help accentuate the beautiful piecing in your quilt. So I really, really like this. It's very fun.
I still remember the first time you showed me this pattern, and I went, that's a 1 block? And look at how great it looks.
It is so cool. And you can see how that focus fabric is framed so beautifully with the number 3 fabric and how it goes together so well. It really looks amazing.
It does. And boy, that's really showing you how important that number 2 fabric is to be the background for the design.
Yes, and
It's
that nice
gorgeous.
frame of that black. Oh, it's just wonderful. All right, let's get you the kit information on this one. It is called Holiday Style, and it is our heritage pattern from our 1 block 3-yard quilt book.
Now, what would Christmas be without great games like tic-tac-toe? Well, this is called Tic Tac. It's a great quilt for Christmas. It will accommodate 2 focus fabrics. You have your number 1 and your number 2 fabric. And it's also sashed with these great little peekaboo blocks right here. So it's got a little bit of Christmas sprinkled all the way through. Now let's look at some great fabric for this quilt. Now, this particular fabric is just near and dear to my heart because it really does remind me of my childhood and all of the different old-fashioned looks of the Christmas cards and the decor. I mean, it's really
fun.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I do, it's kind of a little quirky thing, but every Christmas, whenever I get my Christmas cards and I pack my Christmas away, I put them with my decorations so that next year, whenever I decorate, I can read them again.
Oh,
And this is what it makes me think of. It's like opening your Christmas decorations before Christmas begins and you're starting to decorate and you get to really get in the spirit and get all those warm fuzzy feelings right off the bat.
That's a great idea. I think I want to start doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Now,
That's
really,
what it reminds me of.
yeah, but this is really fun, and I know everyone has all these different ways of decorating, and all of us also probably have these little special ornaments that come back year after year after year. There are very special ones, and even if we kind of change our style, we still bring those things out as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a wonderful fabric for this quilt. It has 2 big blocks, so it can show off 2 different focus fabrics, and both of these are non-directional, or what we call tossed. So you can put them into the blocks with no worries whatsoever, so that makes it go together very fast. So the number 1 fabric is going to be going right here. And as you can see, that sweet smiling Santa face, isn't that cute? And the stockings and the season's greetings.
And snowman.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
It is just so wonderful. And then our number 2 fabric are the snowmen.
Oh.
Now, being in the South, we didn't get snow very often, and maybe once that I can ever remember on Christmas. Usually comes in January in Texas. But the snowmen are going to go in the number 2 place, which is the gold that you see here. And once again, these snowmen are going every which way, so you don't have to worry about directional fabric there as well. And then our number 3 fabric is going to be where the blue is. And that's going to sash this beautifully. We're going to also have just a little peek of the number 2 fabric in all of these little squares. And we do this actually with a strip piecing method, so it's super easy to get that big wide sashing.
Cute.
I really think this is great. Look at this image. Is that not fun? You know, that it's just got so much to look at. This is one of those things that you could play I Spy with a little one.
Oh, yes.
Because there's so much going on. You could say, I spy a snowman or a poinsettia or the nutcracker or the stocking. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with that.
This is fun. Yes.
So the whole quilt is just going to be adorable. And this particular kit is called Season's Greetings. It's the Tic Tac pattern from the Easy Peasy 3-Yard Quilt Book.
Now this is our dash pattern, and we love this one because you can make it in a dash, which is exactly what you need for Christmas. Now this is great. It's got alternate blocks here with a little small block here in the middle, and this will take a nice size print. It'll take directional fabric, and I tell you what, it will just go together so quickly, and we have some beautiful Christmas fabric. Let's check it out. Now, Mom, we have some gorgeous fabric for dash that's a little unique, that's very special. And that is, we have a scene that is running yardage. Now, don't confuse it with a panel. It's a little bit different. This is actually running yardage, so the design runs selvage to selvage. So at the top of the selvage is the sky, and at the bottom on the opposite selvage is going to be the ground, if that makes sense. So in this case, we have trees and the sky, and it's just beautiful colors. And you can see that when we cut our blocks, now let me mention, our blocks on dash are cut independently. So once you cut your blocks from this running yardage, you're going to be able to turn them and arrange them however you want.
That is really clever and creative.
So creative. This fabric is just so incredibly gorgeous. Okay, so let's look at this gorgeous focus fabric. We have it here, and it is going to go everywhere the gray is. So we've got some inner squares here as well as a little on the border. And I want to mention again, these blocks are cut independently. So once you cut them from your fabric, you can position and turn them the way they need to be. And it's going to look like you're peeking through a window and seeing this beautiful scene in the background. It's just
I really like that, because when I first saw this fabric and I saw that it was printed from selvage to selvage with the sky at the top, and I thought, now how do you do that with strip piecing? And then you and I started talking, and Fran said, you can turn the blocks any way you want.
That's right.
So you might have a preconceived idea like I did.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous.
It is going to be gorgeous.
We do have an image for you. So, okay, so we have paired this stunning fabric with a gorgeous snowflake for our number 2, and it's just a white with our blue kind of melty looking snowflakes on there. And that's going to go everywhere the white is on this one. And then for our number 3, yum, 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 we have a darker navy kind of, it's a mottled with a kind of, they're kind of mottled trees a little bit. It's not the same as our focus, but it's an all over print, and it has all these different colors that just looks gorgeous. Now this is going to go everywhere you see the red, the little peekaboo block here, as well as our bigger block here, and a little on the binding. And this really just makes it so yummy. This
Can't wait to show them the image.
Oh, it is just so good. Let's not wait. Let's do it now.
Okay.
Let's look at that image. And as you can see, so we've got every other block there. Our focus fabric is cut independently. And as you can see, the trees are peeking through those there. That just really looks great. And then the alternate block being the darker color that coordinates so well. It just all blends together so beautifully. All right, you're going to want the kit information on this one. So let's get that to you. It is called Polar Magic. The name of the pattern is Dash. It is from our Easy Peasy 3-Yard Quilt Book.
Now, Waves is a great one. It kind of mimics the look of Christmas ribbon, doesn't it? Such a cool one. Now, we've got it done in patriotic here, but if you're like me, you have a lot of Christmas fabric, and you're going to love what we're putting in this one, because it will really show off the 2 different colors of ribbon on that nice cream background. So let's take a look. And this is a great example of the magic of 3-yard quilt patterns, because you can use any fabric in any one of our quilts. And we designed this one for the book Make It Patriotic, but we are going to make it Christmas today.
Oh, fun.
I love it. And it really does accommodate some smaller prints too, because we love the big showy Christmas fabrics, but sometimes it's kind of nice to get some of these smaller prints that you just kind of fall in love with. Like this is so cute with the mittens and the hats and the earmuffs, etc. This is just really cute. And this is going to be our number 1 fabric, and it's going to go everywhere you see the red. And then the number 2 fabric is this cream color, and it's kind of like a crackled wood or something.
Fun, yeah.
So it keeps that homey country kind of a feel to it. And that's going to be everywhere you see the light color here. And then we're going to have the number 3 fabric is this green. And does that not just coordinate perfectly with the mittens and the hats? Isn't that cute? It's going to go everywhere you see the blue. Now, the really cool thing about this particular pattern is it would be great for a king-size bed.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
beautiful?
Adorable on a
Yes.
king-size bed?
Yes.
And remember, you need 4 kits to make it for a king-size bed, and the instructions are in every one of our books for making a 3-yard quilt into a 12-yard quilt or a king size. It's perfect. So let's look at an image of this quilt. Is this not awesome?
I love it. I love the way the contrast of the colors create that ribbon going across the surface. It just really draws you in, and it kind of, I mean, it fits the Christmas season perfectly.
And look at the movement. I mean, it's a great movement. It just keeps you it almost makes you excited to look at the waves going across that. And I think it would be perfect as a king size.
Agreed.
Yeah. And remember, you can also get a book free when you buy at least 3 kits.
Yes, that's always a bonus.
Now, this kit is called Bundle Up. It's the Waves pattern from the Make It Patriotic with 3-yard quilts.
Now, this is one of our go-to favorites here. This is Stepping Stones. Love this pattern. I love that it has a nice size block here, so you can put a really pretty Christmas fabric in there. And then our alternate block is all strip pieced, and whenever it comes together, it creates this great diagonal line, which gives you lots of movement for your eye to follow, and something very, very interesting. So let's check out the fabric that we have for this one. Now, Mom, just like Christmas being a favorite holiday, we have quilts that are our favorites, and they're kind of like a quilt holiday.
Right.
And Stepping Stones is definitely one of them. We think everything we put in Stepping Stones looks amazing, so it's perfect for almost any kind of fabric.
It really is.
And we have some really gorgeous fabric. And this is kind of a unique fabric, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We have some gorgeous kind of filigree snowflakes here. They're green and red on a black background that has kind of a swirly vine pattern to it. It's just so, so pretty, and I think a little unique for Christmas. I like it.
Yes. Do you remember making paper snowflakes
Oh,
when you
yes.
were little? And
Oh,
we would cut them
yes.
out. These are a little fancier than what we used to do, but hey.
This is very, very pretty. So this is our focus fabric. It's going to go in this nice size block right here so that you can really see all that beauty there. Now our number 2 is very cool. It kind of picks up that swirly filigree pattern in the background of our focus, and it is a cream with a beige. Now that is going to go everywhere you see the green here. That's just going to give us that nice contrast so that you can really see our stepping stones out of our number 3 fabric.
Absolutely.
And that number 3 fabric is so cool. Now, what says Christmas more than a plaid?
That's true. That is so true. And you know, this is a place where you don't have to be afraid about using a plaid.
Not even a little bit. And it's cool because this is printed on the diagonal, and whenever you cut it, it's just going to be perfect. So I know that it's going to look great in these little strip pieced areas here, as well as on the border, and just give you a super, super festive look in your quilt. I think it's going to be great.
And it's great with that strip piecing. They're all going to be going the right direction. And whenever you cut them out, it's just super, super easy to make that block.
Yep, I love it. Let's look at a quilt image. So we've got our stepping stones up there, and as you can see, that plaid looks fantastic. And notice we have corner blocks designed for this quilt, which makes the plaid even better on the border.
Really makes it stand out, and you don't have to worry about matching those up either.
Oh, isn't that great? And then, of course, we have our great contrast with our number 2. You can really see those stepping stones going across the surface. Just a really, really striking quilt.
I
really,
think so,
really
too.
love it. All right, now before I give you the kit information, I want to point out one more thing, and that is the quilt behind us here. This quilt is called Merry and Bright. It is one of our individual patterns, and this fabric would be a perfect for this pattern as well. So really, really love that. So let's get you the kit info. It is 'Tis the Season. And once again, it's our Stepping Stones pattern, and it's in our Pretty Darn Quick book.
Which one of the quilts that you saw today was your favorite?
Yes, and if you would like to see some more go-to patterns for Christmas, be sure to watch the video that pops up. It's Fran Morgan.
And Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe.
Happy quilting!